Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up. Let's see, the first is a UFO out of Texas. Also have this video from Tampa, Florida, taken in 2018. Let's see, this is a video about Project Blue Book, the secret UFO files. Let's see, this is an article about intelligence officer released a NASA video showing a 32-kilometer long alien spacecraft. And here is the craft next to Saturn's rings. And, he talks about Norman Bergstrom, who used to work at Ames Research Laboratory. And even he mentioned seeing a huge spacecraft. But 3,200 kilometers is 19.883 or something like that miles long. So this is a spacecraft that's almost 20 miles long. And I also have a link to the book, Ringmakers of Saturn. Let's see, this is a old video by Jaime Maussan, shows this UFO ejecting a bunch of other little UFOs. This is Richard Dolan talking about Operation Mockingbird, which was the CIA putting their agents into all of the news outlets in the United States. Let's see, here's an article. Do UFOs come from underwater bases? 10 things you should know. I mean, of course, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I'm a firm believer that, we have several, not one, not two, but most likely 3 to 4 advanced civilizations that live in our oceans and deep earth caverns. Let's see, this is a 10-part video. This is one of 10. You can see, 10, but I don't know how credible this is, but the way this person talks, he seems like, he knows what he's talking about. I find it hard to believe that if someone was hoaxing this, that the areas and the subjects that he talks about would be hard to make up. I mean, not impossible, but highly unlikely. Let's see. And then last is this photo or this image I came across. And this is supposed to be the back of some Coliseum. But if you look at this, you can see like what are these down here? Like who knew to put these columns at the bottom? But look at look at this building style. Look at the size of these stones, and these guys are dressed up in colonial wear. So I don't, I highly doubt these people built this. But anyways, let me go to the first video here. This is a UFO out of Texas. Yeah, now in the beginning, this guy does the vertical cinematography. So this is where he finally gets his camera right. And it's just, it's tiny. The guy said that it looks like there's something spinning inside of it. So yeah, this thing could be a toy. Again, a lot of times these things, people want to say they're drones, but we would be able to hear drones. They don't make any drones that fly silently yet. So that should be the first clue that, these things aren't any man-made drones if they're not making sound. Anyways, let's go to this one here. This is it was just recently uploaded in 2020, but you can see it was taken on March 11th of 2018. Let's check this out. Let me go full screen.
Bro.
Bro. Bro.
This is moving.
Bro, did you see it? Do you see how fast it was moving though?
It was just
It was just standing
standing
there.
Yeah, and I think that second one that went by was a plane or a helicopter or something. That definitely didn't look like a UFO or UAP or anything. But anyways, link will be in the description. Let me go to this Next video. This was just giving an intro into this Project Blue Book, Secret UFO Files. I think I got this queued up at the right spot.
In March of 1952, Project Grudge became known as Project Blue Book. From this time to its conclusion in 1969, the project concerned itself with investigation of sightings, evaluation of the data, and release of information to proper news media through the Secretary of the Air Force Office of Information, the SAFOI. It was a scheme designed to show the public there were no secrets in the U.S.'s official investigation of alien craft. This openness was merely a front, and it was actually made a crime equal to spying for military officers to reveal details of UFOs to unauthorized people. In reality, Blue Book only reported cases that were guaranteed to be found as hoaxes or mistaken identity. Blue Book officers were stationed at every Air Force base in the nation. They were responsible for investigating all reported sightings and for getting the reports into Blue Book headquarters at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
And you get the drift, right? Again, obviously, the Project Blue Book was specifically designed to debunk, or at least, on the public side, it was to debunk and downplay any actual UFO sightings. When Richard Dolan talks, he talks about how the FBI set up people in the media to do the same thing, is to make sure only the stories that they want out. But anyways, this next story here, intelligence officer releases a NASA video showing the 3,200 kilometer long alien spacecraft. And like I said, 3,200 kilometers is almost 20 feet, 19.88. Intelligence officer releases a NASA video showing the 3,200 kilometer long alien spacecraft. Former military releases NASA videos showing a 3,200 kilometer long spacecraft of unknown origin. There are intelligent races out there that have been visiting us for thousands of years. We have found stars out there that probably have planets that can be up to 3 times older than our stars. These are the famous words of Sergeant Major Robert Dean, who passed away in 2018. Bob Dean was a former NATO intelligence officer, a senior military officer who was involved in major UFO research. When Bob Dean retired, he had decided to divulge everything he knew to the world about the extraterrestrial presence. In his latest video, Bob Dean showed images of an alien object about 3,200 kilometers long near the planet Saturn, an aircraft sighted and filmed in 1980. Recent files leaked from the Russian Space Agency clearly show the same object as described in 1980, which it was in the Earth's orbit. So here's the image of it. And a few days ago, I had posted a photograph of a Russian probe that took what they claimed was a shadow of a spaceship. I think they said that one was 5,000 miles long. Or no, I think I'm mistaken on that one. But anyways, it was a huge spaceship. And then, I've also mentioned Dr. Norman Bergrum, who used to work at Ames Research Laboratory, and he analyzed data from a probe that went by Saturn, and he wrote a book about it. So now, if you try and buy this book at Amazon, it's going to cost anywhere from $100 to $500. But of course, this being the internet and me being an information junkie, I was able to find a free PDF version. So you can check this out. And if you read the Amazon review, they mention nothing about the huge alien ships that that he talks about, and I think there's even photos in this book. But anyways, the link to this will be in the description, and I definitely suggest you download this PDF copy because, like I said, $100 to $500 on Amazon for a paperback version. So anyways, check that out. Let's see. This is a video from Jaime Maussan showing this unusual UFO, and I think it was taken from 3 different angles. But I've posted a similar video, or videos showing a similar incident also.
Vea usted esta extraordinaria investigación con Johanan Díaz.
Un día después de que le presentamos el video del ovni expulsor de esferas captado en satélite, municipio de Naucalpan, Estado de México, el pasado 22 de mayo a las 17:15 horas por el caza ovni Pedro Hernández, llegó a la redacción de los grandes misterios del tercer milenio Alfredo Carrillo, quien ese mismo día checaba la cámara de video High 8 que acababa de comprar.
But anyways, they're going to just talk about all the three or the different angles of this incident in this clip here. Anyways, let me just go on to this next video here. Yeah, okay, now here, this is Richard Dolan talking about Operation Mockingbird. Check out what he says here.
A program that we now know all about, known as Operation Mockingbird. And it's my opinion that every citizen in the world, and especially every American citizen, really needs to know what Mockingbird was. All right, so Mockingbird was a CIA organized media control program during what was known as the Cold War, the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. In particular, it was outed in the 70s. And what it involved was the CIA having hundreds of American journalists on their payroll. And just stop and ask yourself what that means, what that meant, and how much control you might be able to have over the news, over the media, if you had control or influence with 400 of the top journalists in your society. You could have a lot of power. And one of the things that they did was create fake news, literally fake stories. Primarily, they would create them internationally when they wanted to do regime change, like in Iran in 1953, or Guatemala in 1954, or Cuba in 1961, and elsewhere, where they would create fake stories abroad, and those stories would then filter back dutifully by UPI and Associated Press back to the United States to work up the public and justify regime change. It's an old story. This is not a new thing that the United States does. So then Mockingbird was outed. It was revealed in the 70s, and the CIA said, well, no, we don't do anything like that anymore. We don't have paid relationships with journalists for the purposes of influencing media. Yeah, they're very, very specific and legalistic when you hear them give these denials, by the way.
Yeah, nowadays, they don't have to have journalists on their payroll because now they have their own agents. They have retired agents that actually sit on news desks. Like if you watch MSNBC or even CNN, they'll have former FBI analysts or former CIA or even current. So yeah, if you're not aware of it, let me be the first to tell you that corporate media lies. Corporate media is fake news. Okay, their job is to make sure you don't know the truth. All right, that's it. It's all manufactured, constructed corporate lies, propaganda. And if you've been paying attention, you already know that. But anyways, let me go on to this next article here. Yeah, so now this, is going to confirm what I've always believed. I always say that we are not alone on this planet, that the majority of the sightings we see are from advanced species that live in in the oceans and deep earth caverns. And I think, this article here sort of confirms that. Most of the global ocean remains unexplored. What if UFOs have been hiding in underwater bases, and this is the reason why nobody can track them down or solve the mystery of their origin? Now, I'm positive the Russian military or the Russian government and the U.S. government, considering the number of times that our submarines have run into formations of UFOs underwater, that they know. And even Emery Smith talks about how we have underwater bases to monitor some type of portal in the Marianas Trench, which supposedly, there's a bunch of different alien species that use that portal to come to Earth or to go to other places. But anyways, I'm not going to read this whole article, but because again, I already know how I feel, but the link will be in the description if you are interested. Let's see, this series of videos here, actually, I just listened to it. You know what? But I was doing other things when I was listening to this, so I need to listen to it again. But apparently, there's definitely elites that run this planet, And according to this person, um, it goes into, real deep subject as far as your consciousness or your spirit choosing or being given the privilege of being born into an elite family, so that you live a different lifestyle than everyone else on the planet, essentially. Because you have incredible wealth. There's no such thing as working. You have servants that do everything for you. And you just have ungodly amounts of money. But anyways, the link to this will, be in the description, and I definitely suggest taking some time out. Yeah, there's 10 videos, are all about 8 to 10 minutes long, but it's definitely interesting to hear. Now, last is this image I found here. Check this thing out. Look at these columns, the way they did these columns down here. And again, you can see these guys are dressed in colonial outfits, so I don't think they're implying that these guys built it. But still, if this is supposed to be the back of some coliseum, you see down here it says vendute de una parte de fordamenti de teatro de Marcello. Yeah, the Marcello Theater. So now I did find, let's see, some of these additional images. I think that this is where this came from. I don't know, what these are in reference to. But then I also found this article here that also has this photo. But again, I don't know what they're trying to imply, because I don't think that this was built by the or if it was built by the Romans, how were they able to do this? Look at the precision cuts, and then you also have these dips, whatever, so that I guess these other blocks can fit in. But look here, here's another guy. This guy's dressed like a colonial. So this is have to be like maybe the 1800s. So yeah, so again, I don't think these people were responsible for building this, but this is pretty amazing stuff. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.